Hello and welcome to another episode of the E-commerce Coffee Break podcast. Today we want to talk about Instagram and how you can facilitate user-generated content to drive more sales to your business. With me on the show today, therefore, I have Nick Lisauskas. He's the owner of showcasegalleries.io, and this is a tool that helps you to exactly achieve that, make more sales with user-generated content. So let's dive right into it and welcome Nick to the show. Hi, Nick. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Nick, why is Instagram such a massive tool for merchants to drive sales to generate user-generated content?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an amazing tool for merchants because they can see how your customers are using your products in real life. We have a lot of customers that might be clothing merchants, but also consumer products that it's a lot it's helpful for the customer to see how other customers are using their products. And I think that's the biggest power of being able to display user-generated content on your site and kind of the goal that we aim to achieve with the Showcase Shopify app.
Mhm. Now, obviously, using user-generated content is a massive trust-building factor on every business, on every Shopify store, but you need to do it the right way. And some people just put in more or less a static content to show that they're on Instagram, but then there's not much happening on there. But that can be done in a much better way. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I mean that's the nice thing about Showcase is there's a lot of different options and customization that you can put in place. So, some customers are happy to install the Showcase app and then try to basically just keep their the gallery that they display on their website directly in sync with what's on their Instagram. And that's great. That can be helpful if everything that you're posting on your Instagram channel kind of aligns with the vibe that you're going for on your actual Shopify store. But the nice thing about Showcase is that there's a lot of additional functionality because a lot of times merchants will want to kind of tailor their feed to be more specific towards their goals on their Shopify store. So we offer the ability to, toggle on and off which posts on your Instagram feed are actually being displayed on the site. You can create multiple galleries so that one gallery might be better suited for a homepage, whereas one might be better suited for a product or a collection page. You can customize the look and feel of your showcase gallery. And so everything that we aim to do in the app is to make it so that you can be as tailored as possible to showing your customers exactly how they can use your product. And ideally, you can be very specific on product pages or collection pages with exactly how that user-generated content is displayed. So I think one of the most important features that we offer on Showcase is the ability to tag the products that you're selling in Shopify on your Instagram photos, on your Showcase gallery photos. And then, for example, what you could do is let's say that you have your top selling t-shirt, and you have a product page for that t-shirt, and you have dozens of photos of on Instagram of your customers wearing that t-shirt or a post that you have put up as a company of people wearing that t-shirt. You can set up your showcase gallery on that product page to filter to only those photos, and that gives your customers a really tailored experience to see exactly how people have worn that t-shirt in the past and makes them that much more likely to convert as a customer. So there's a lot of different functionality in the app, but we believe that the ability to be super tailored with how you create and curate your gallery for different use cases on your site is one of the main benefits of Showcase.
I really like the idea that you can filter for specific products because most merchants, they just have some Instagram random pictures on their website with user-generated content and the products are like all over the place. Now,
Right.
what's the best way to implement that into a product detail page? Where would you put that?
So typically what we'll see customers do is put it on the bottom half of a product detail page. Kind of they'll have the main product page up top, your pricing information, sizing information, and kind of like the standard product page design where you can buy the product right then and there. But then what we're able to do by being kind of displayed on the second half of the page is to be able to provide just that additional level of detail. And marketing essentially in terms of showing, it kind of can trigger a light bulb in the potential customer's head that oh, like maybe the product page and description or main product image and description didn't quite do it for me. But if I see something that I can resonate with on this store's Instagram gallery or other customers that have, even tagged that store in their Instagram and wearing that product or using that product, then I might be that much more likely to realize that there is a use case for me to use that to wear or use that product. And so I think that's where we see a lot of success is that being just like an additional level of validation for the product on the product page.
Mm-hmm. I like the fact that users usually, if they're happy with the product, which we assume, they like to share it with their friends in their Instagram account. If you're asking for reviews and testimonials, it's just a little bit more of a hurdle because then they know it will be only on your product page and so on and so forth. How do you
Yeah.
combine these two things? I think you can have a bit of a value add or a synergy effect there by having reviews, testimonials, and a showcase gallery. Do you have clients who use this kind of concept?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's kind of exactly how a lot of clients organize their product pages or even their home pages, but probably more specifically their product pages, where it's, like I said, the main product information up top. And then as you scroll down, you'll see somebody using some sort of reviews generator or not generator, but reviews aggregator content right next to their showcase gallery. So you kind of have the visual feedback as well as the verbal feedback from past customers. And I think that's something that's important about the way that Showcase operates. So you can add your um, you can add your own Instagram gallery to your showcase gallery. But the nice thing is if you have a Instagram business account, so it would be connected through Facebook, but if you have an Instagram business account, what you can also do is add images to your showcase gallery that your company was tagged in on Instagram. So now you're not only just bringing in the Instagram feed that you've curated, but you're actually gathering that information that other users on the platform have, they've been so satisfied with the product that they've actually went through the trouble of tagging your company on their posts. And so that's really strong validation for the product. And so that's where we see a lot of curated product galleries where, people are gathering images where their customers have tagged them and then curating them into a product gallery. And that's really powerful feedback kind of side by side with, some sort of reviews aggregator as well.
Okay, that's a nice feature, but also it carries a little bit of a risk that somebody who's unhappy might tag you. Do you have any kind of monitoring approval process in the background that you can sort of manage this?
Definitely. So, anything that you would pull from like a hashtag search or a tagged post that you've been, that a customer has tagged you in is not automatically added to your gallery. So basically, you can see everything that you've been tagged in, and then you can curate by selecting which posts are added to your gallery. Now, you actually can set on an option so that everything is automatically added to your gallery if you want to. But I think for that exact reason, most merchants will want to be more curated with the posts that they select from tagged media or hashtag media. So I think that's a great question, but definitely, a functionality that we want our customers to be able to have.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Are there any other tips that you can share with our listeners and how they can optimize Showcase for their pages, for their store?
Yeah, I think, you know, one thing that I've seen work for a lot of merchants is being really diligent about your product tagging. So I think the number one feature that Showcase offers is the ability to actually go through the product checkout flow directly in our app. So what that means is that in your curated Showcase gallery, you can tag products that you sell on your Shopify store on the images. And then when that gallery is displayed on your Shopify website, customers they'll see a little button on each image that says shop the look, or you can customize whatever language you want it to say. But what happens is when a customer clicks into that image, they then see which products are tagged on that image. And if they like the product enough just by seeing that user generated content, they can go ahead and select to add that item to their cart, select the size or the quantity that they want, and they can actually get directed straight to the checkout page from a showcase gallery. So sometimes in competitor apps, you'll see the ability to maybe be redirected to the product page. Let's say that your showcase gallery is installed on your homepage. Sometimes you'll see companies where you could be redirected to the product page, but that just adds one layer of friction that Showcase is able to remove because you can go straight to the checkout flow directly from your gallery. And so I think that that's one of the most powerful features that Showcase offers, and it's where we see the most success from our merchants for sure.
Yeah, that does definitely removes some friction and just shortens the conversion funnel. Where can you implement it? We're talking about Shopify stores. Can you implement it also in other platforms, WordPress or other external websites? How does that work?
Yes. So right now we're just a Shopify app, can only be implemented on Shopify stores. That said, I think the tech is very transferable. And so I don't think it's something that we'll address this year, but I think at some point in 2024, we'll be working on making our technology and platform available on those on other platforms as well, because it actually has implications even beyond just e-commerce. But um, yeah, I think that that's something that we'll definitely be looking to address in the coming year.
Mhm. While we're on that topic, you mentioned before you have acquired this app a while ago and you're busy adding new features. What's on your list? What will come out soon?
Yeah, so I think one of the main things that is huge in the Shopify app space right now is becoming built for Shopify certified. And so when the app was originally developed, it was developed outside of the Shopify admin framework, just because that was kind of how things were done at that time. But we're working really hard right now to get the app embedded directly in the Shopify admin portal, which makes things a lot easier for merchants to kind of manage everything. And so that's kind of our big push right now is to get that certification as soon as possible. Couple of other features that we're working on. We're just wrapping up a really big feature improvement in terms of performance optimization. So making sure that all images are rendered in next generation formats, delivered in proper sizes depending on the device that your customer is seeing the gallery on. So if it's on mobile, making sure that we're serving smaller images than if they loaded on a huge desktop. And so those are some technical improvements that we've been working through. Some product features that we have coming down the pipeline. One of the big ones that we're probably also not going to address in 2023, but will be big for 2024, is to add the ability to incorporate TikTok into your feed. So the goal would be to have either an entirely separate TikTok gallery, or you could theoretically create a gallery that kind of intertwines both your Instagram content and your TikTok content. And so that's a big one on the horizon as well. So definitely a lot to work through, and there's always more things that we can do to improve the app, but I think those are some of the ones that we're most excited about right now.
Yeah, TikTok would have been my next question, so you answered it already. I think
Nice.
having TikTok in there is definitely a good move. Now, what kind of requirements do you need to have in regards to the Instagram account? Does it need to be a business account or professional account or whatever it is called, or what do you need to do on the side of Instagram itself?
It does not. You can connect with either what's considered a basic Instagram account or a business Instagram account. If you have a business Instagram account, that does provide you a little bit more functionality. So you can add images to your showcase gallery from hashtag searches if you have a business account, or that's where the mentioned or tagged media comes into play. So like if a customer has tagged your store, you can only access that information if you are connected with a business Instagram account. But there's still a lot of functionality that's available if you only connect with a basic Instagram account. You can still have your Instagram feed fully curated. You can still tag products. But really it's that hashtag search and the tag media search that is kind of the differentiator if you do have a business Instagram account connected.
Mhm. Now you have a huge amount of clients already using your app. Is there any specific industries, verticals, or niches that are really doing well on this?
It's definitely, I would say, heavily skewed towards clothing stores, or retailers. I think that's where we see that's kind of the space that we see most of our customers operating in. So whether it's footwear brands or swimsuit brands or just traditional clothing brands. We see a lot of those customers. We see definitely some consumer products customers. People that are selling, some sort of new technology device will use our
Mhm.
app for sure. We have one customer that I've been working closely with recently that sells all kinds of different luxury rugs, and they use our app for their store. So, I mean, really, Showcase can be beneficial across all industries. But I think we just tend to see a lot in the clothing retail space, but definitely benefits for using Showcase almost regardless of what your industry is.
Mhm. How does the technical implementation look like, and what's the onboarding process?
Yeah, so basically the way it works is if you install the Showcase app, what will happen is kind of the first step is that you'll be prompted to connect your Instagram account. So it's helpful if you're signed into Instagram on your desktop before you start the connection process. And then what can happen is you will select to either connect your basic or business Instagram account, depending on what you have in your setup. And then you'll just have to authorize with Instagram or Facebook if you go the business Instagram route, um, just so that we can gather the permissions to basically sync your media. And then what will happen is once you're connected, we'll sync your media and then we'll prompt you to create your first gallery. And so when you create your first gallery, your options are essentially to add all posts from your Instagram feed, or you can curate and select which ones you want to add um, to your Instagram or to your showcase feed. And then once you're happy with kind of like how the showcase gallery is curated, you can customize the look of it. So you can do like a collage style, you could do a slider style, you could do a grid on your page. You can customize how many images are in each row and column. You can customize kind of like the gallery title and description, and you can customize like the coloring of different buttons in your kind of checkout flow if you tag products on your media. Once you're fully satisfied with how the gallery looks in Showcases portal, then the next step is to install the gallery on the pages that you would like it to be on in your Shopify store. So there's two main ways to do that. What most people do now that use 2.0 Shopify themes, so like the most modern Shopify theme, is they will install our app using an app block. And so you can select which page you want to install it on, add the Showcase Gallery app as an app block, and then you just have to type in the gallery ID for the gallery that you're installing, and then your feed will show up on your site once you save it. It's also possible to install your Showcase feed with a JavaScript tag, but we don't recommend that for most customers unless they're not on a 2.0 theme, just because it's a little bit if there does come a time when you don't want to use Showcase anymore, or if you want to adjust where it's displaying or how it's displaying, there's just a little bit more technical work that has to be done in that situation, but it is an option as well. So kind of two main paths for installation there.
Yeah, to our listeners, if you're not on OS 2.0 on Shopify, you should do now. It's about 2 years. That's the new theme structure is out there. So you're really late to the game if you don't have a actual updated theme out there. How does your pricing structure work?
Yeah, so we have three plans. We have a free starter and pro plan. So the free plan is just that, it's free. And you can just connect one account and one gallery, and it's only available for basic accounts. So you can't access those business account features because you're not able to connect a business account on the free plan. On the starter plan, it's $5.99 a month, and you can connect an unlimited number of accounts. And have up to three galleries. But really, the main differentiator between the starter plan and the pro plan, which is $39 a month, is that on the pro plan, you're able to tag products on your feed and have that ability for customers to shop and check out directly from your gallery. So, definitely a larger price point for the pro plan, but for the vast majority of our customers, we see that pay off very quickly when they even generate just one sale from their gallery per month. So um, that's that's the way that we have priced the product, and yeah, seeing a lot of satisfied customers, especially on that pro plan right now.
Yeah, I think it's a very affordable price for a good added functionality to your store. Before we come to the end of the coffee break today, is there anything that you want to share with our listeners that we haven't covered yet?
I don't think so. I think I guess one other thing that I would comment on is that we have some nice functionality to kind of tie in your Google Analytics accounts. So we have some events that showcase triggers based on the actions that your customers are taking on your store, which makes it very easy for you to actually measure the efficacy of Showcase when it's installed on your site. And so that's something that I'm always happy to work with merchants directly on getting that set up so they can really see kind of like the benefit that they're receiving from the app. The other thing on that note that I would like to mention is that we're working on building an internal analytics portal, which will make it very easy for you to see, kind of all of the activity that your customers are taking in the app and give you some real-time feedback and kind of like how you could possibly optimize the way that you're setting up your galleries, which pages you're putting them on, all of that good stuff. So those are a couple of other exciting things that we're working on. But other than that, I think we covered most of it today. So really appreciate it.
Yeah, Nick, I think you have a very interesting application there. Definitely, I think it will pay off very, very quickly. And what I like is that you have this kind of synergy effect of user-generated content and your testimonials and your product images. And so basically, it gives a very round picture of what the product stands for. Where can people find out more about you guys?
Yeah, so you can search for us on the Shopify App Store. The app is called Showcase Shop Instagram. But also you can go directly to our website, which is showcasegalleries.io. And then I believe you might be linking my information on the podcast episode as well. So they're always, customers are always more than welcome to reach out to me directly as well. So any of those options are great.
Cool. I will put the links in the show notes as always, then you're just one click away. Nick, thanks so much for giving us an overview of what you do and what the app can do. And I would recommend that a lot of our listeners would just go there and check it out for themselves. I think it brings something to the table and upgrades a lot of stores out there. Thanks so much for your time today.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Klaus here. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Before we wrap things up, I've got a couple of important points to share. Firstly, if you have enjoyed today's episode and want to support the show, here's a simple way to do it. Help me out with that algorithm magic by liking, commenting, and subscribing on your favorite podcast app. And if you're feeling extra generous, leaving a rating would be great. Your support helps me bringing more impactful guests on the show, and it makes it easier for others to discover the podcast. Secondly, I want to talk about to all your business owners out there. Here's a question. Are you tired of juggling everything in your business while struggling with your marketing tasks? Fed up with hit and miss experiences of hiring freelancers or agencies that don't quite get your vision? But perhaps you're not ready to commit to a full-time in-house marketer just yet. Well, I've got a solution for you. Introducing our fractional marketing team. My team and I provide top-notch experienced marketing professionals to become an extension of your business. Not only will they save you up to 50% on cost compared to traditional hires, but they also take care of all this time-consuming, repetitive and complex marketing tasks that have been holding you back. And this way you can concentrate on what truly matters, the core of your business. To learn more about how we can help you to scale up your online sales with a fractional team member, head over to our website, smart-ecommerce-marketing.com, or reach out to me directly and I'll get you the details. You will find the links in the show notes. Thanks for being a part of our podcast community, and remember, your support means the world to me. Until next time, see you then.